times they were able to beat the first line of our defense, and it put us in rotation, and or we fouled too often and gave them too many points at the rim.
And then something that's just struck me from what the commentators said in the game is that this was to them a mental fight. When you have teams that have kind of similar identities, strong defense, trying to find their identity on offense between the two of y'all, is this a game where maybe a little bit more of the mental fortitude might prevail in the game like it played out?
I don't know who calls the games. I don't mean this in the wrong way. I try to restrict the voices that I hear during the season on the TV or social media or things like that. But I do agree, and I do understand the premise and context in what you're saying. Like, mentally, we were not in the right space the last 2 minutes in handling their zone. And then that same space is where we were at, particularly in the first half. You know, to lose by 11 relative to these issues that we're talking about speaks to we did do some good things, but in the parts that we were bad, we were bad. And our response to that was not good enough.
Always appreciate the time. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, let's go to Tyler Shaw and then Justin.
Coach, if I can, just looking ahead to Tuesday, LSU, the first time you guys are going to play an opponent this year for the second time. So, you know, when you go back to the beginning of SEC play, the first time you guys played LSU with that offense, do you feel more prepared now, or I guess what does this team need to accomplish by Tuesday, to have a chance?
Well, I haven't studied them yet, Tyler. I mean, I remember bits and pieces of it. I thought our struggle there was closing down media timeouts. I thought we would play good for 2.5, 3.5 minutes. And then the minute prior to the next timeout was where the gap was. And it was a repeated gap. But categorically speaking, can we get the ball on the rim? Hopefully we can make some of them. Is there any way we can force the team into rotation so that we can get some points from the free throw line? And in order for those things to happen, we can't turn the ball over at the rate that we are turning the ball over. And then defensively, how can we force them to shoot as many contested threes and not give up layups and us not foul? Their personnel is as good as anybody in the country. And so the context in which what gives us our best chance would be those things.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to Justin Woodard, and then we'll finish with Jennifer.
Hey, Coach, it just seems like when it goes bad, no one out there is able to stop it. So I guess the only way to word this is, how do you stop the bleeding before it's just so bad? I just seems like somebody needs to step up, right, Coach?
Yeah, anybody, including Buzz Williams. We're cheering for anybody. We're looking for anybody that can stop the wound. Because when we suffer a wound, the wound we bleed out. We don't have anybody that can wrap us up real quick in a Band-Aid and gauze and let's just keep fighting. We just bleed out and then it gets worse and worse. And so at the end of the day, that's my fault. And I've got to continue to find ways to help our guys when things don't go perfect. Arguably, they went as perfect as they could the first 17.5 minutes. And then it went bad. And I apologize to them in the locker room because I've got to find a way to help them because it goes from bad to worse. And then we get stuck in the worst mode. And then it goes from bad to worse to off the tracks. And then we get stuck in off the tracks. And it's not one person or two people or did we make a shot? Did we miss a shot? We need collectively to start pulling back in the direction that we know that we need to go in. Even if it doesn't go right, we still need to be pulling that direction. And we're not good at that currently.
I appreciate the honest answer, Coach. Thank you.
That's probably not the right thing to do, but I try to be honest.
We appreciate you very much.
All right, we'll wrap up with Jennifer Streeter from the battalion.
Hey, Coach, I just got one quick question to finish you off for the day. So with you guys kind of having obviously a lot more games on your schedule, where do you guys kind of like go from here, and how are y'all looking to build as a team?
Well, this will be the first week, Jennifer, when we play Tuesday, Saturday. So the previous 3 weeks, our off day has been on Sunday, and we do 2 day and 1 day before on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, Friday. So our schedule would be different since that we play on Tuesday. So this week's rhythm was altered because of the cancellation against Vanderbilt. So tomorrow will be 2 day, Monday will be 1 day, and then obviously we'll play LSU. And then next weekend, I think we're playing in the Big 12 Challenge in accordance with however the virus dictates it. But we'll need to somehow figure out how to diagnose what happened this afternoon, tomorrow, and then also begin at the same time to figure out how can we begin to prepare for LSU. But regardless of who we play and where we play, I think we've kind of figured out what the storyline of the game has to be in order for us to have a chance. And when we do those things and we fight with the tools that we have to fight with, mentally, physically, and emotionally, it's normally a pretty good fight. And then when we don't, it's not. And so we've got to stop turning the ball over. We've got to get a shot and get it on the rim. And then we've got to do all that we can to not allow them to get the ball in the box and force us into rotation, and then finish the possession with the defensive rebound. At halftime, we had defensive rebounded 80% of the shots that they had missed, which was our best for the season. So we did some things. We've just got to be able to put those things together and then be able to do it for more sustainable periods of time.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
All right, that's all we got for you, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.